I still don't believe in being codependent on somebody. No. I think that by a certain age, you should be a woman found with your shit together. I don't think that, oh, I had 2 kids by this man, so let me find a man now so life is easier for me to live. No, but am I going to remain a woman that is open to having that? Yes. Depending on that man. All men are not real dope daddy. So y'all need to understand that too. Hank, I never heard you mention your situation, but I can believe you probably take care of everything. But all men are not that way. And so for me to say, hey girl, go get you, she can end up with a, I'm not going to talk about my family, but I got cousins that they've been taking care of. My ex-husband moved in with me. Oh. So let's do that. Like, no, I'm not. I believe in each person individually needs to sustain themselves if they're single. Now, I don't believe I need a motivation. I want a man for a reason, but it ain't just to not have to pay rent.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying having the stability of a second income, right? Because when you are in a space where we're building together, it's a little different. Like the moves you make and how you even plan for your future is different. I'm not saying choose a man out of survival. I'm saying if Black women didn't overwhelmingly go into the workforce because I need to be able to depend on myself because no man will be there, and now they're overwhelmingly leaving and struggling. If we reversed it, what if they moved into entrepreneurship or they sought out skills because they were thinking, oh, this is going to benefit my family unit or my husband or what we're building together. Not, do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying like,
no, 100%. I understand you, but that is for a young, like, again, I understand you, but you're speaking to you're speaking how I would speak to the younger generation, right? I'm not going to talk to no 50-year-old woman that is struggling. She need to work on herself first.
Okay.
So I'm talking to in the space of the age group I'm in now. Younger, yeah, 100%. I'm find your husband when you're in high school. A
50-year-old woman shouldn't build.
A
50-year-old woman shouldn't build with a man.
It's not building with a man. Okay. What I'm not saying building, right?
Yeah.
So more or less, what I'm saying is you should be found that way.
Gotcha.
You should have your shit together anyway. I don't want a man like I would never want to be with a sense of need and a man finds me. I'd rather be whole within myself, solid within myself. Now a man look at me as not more of an asset than a liability in the space, right? So I'm debt free. You get what I'm saying? Like come in like that. Now if he wants to choose to, hey baby, I'm buying a house, go in with me on a down payment, pay the bills, I pay the more, whatever structure that man is. The man might not want me to put nothing down. Right. You know what I'm saying? He might not want me to do anything, but I can though. What if he broke his leg in an accident and you know what I'm saying? And he's an entrepreneur.
Right.
Do you realize so I'm sorry.
I feel like a woman, when you're found, you should naturally have that. I don't think you should look to desire something, but in the space of, okay, let me plan out, like I would love to have a man that I can go in business with or those type of things, building like that, but not to have the mindset of, oh, I can live better if I go get a husband. Like I can not pay bills and save my money and spend it on what I want to spend my money on. Like I don't like that mindset.
I agree.
So
like I'm a little bit do what I want by myself. So if I get a husband, cool, we traveling together. Right now, I just take my daughter on a trip. But if I got a man, shoot, she already know the plan. You out of there. You first class with me, baby. You sitting basic in the back. She already
so
knows.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a little bit of a pushback for what you're saying. I think every woman should be self-sustaining. Mm-hmm. And I if I hear and I understand you correctly, you're saying that a woman should be self-sustaining when she meets her partner. Is that what you're saying? Like a woman should be self-sustaining, like she should be self-sustaining.
You said I have a little bit of pushback. I feel like a woman should be self-sustaining. Yes, I said that. So that's not a pushback.
Okay. Oh, okay. So my pushback is that you said something. You said you didn't want to be a liability for a man. And then you said that you would only tell younger girls that if for them to find their husbands.
Correct.
Is that all correct?
Correct.
Okay. So this is the pushback. One, I think all women should find a husband. All women should find a husband. And I'm going to be honest with you, us as women, men are responsible for us, so we are a liability anyways. It doesn't matter, because as a man who's the head of the household, who's the husband, the woman who's the wife is going to be he's responsible for her, so she's a liability. Now, we are also assets, and it doesn't make it a bad thing. It's just we will always be a liability. But if we keep like, as a woman, if I keep saying like I can't be with a man, or I can't have a husband until I get to this point, or I get to this point, then it almost sounds like you're competing with the idea of the man that you're searching for as a husband. Because then if you're competing with him on his level where he's at, or if you're walking around with like a certain standard or preference, then you're not. So I'm more in favor of submission. So and I like that role more. But I'm also a very self-sustaining woman. I'm not going to talk about like, just I am well off with me and my children, but it doesn't matter what I make or what I bring in. Ultimately, I'm going to bring value to him as he runs a house. So like, and I saw this on a clip. So if I had like, because you have your own business, if I had my own business and he was telling me like, hey, put that up to sell so that we can do this to set a solid foundation, which is the topic that we would talk about on here, I'll be like, say less.
Right.
As a wife, say less. Not a boyfriend.
As a wife.
As a wife.
We can't hear you.
Oh, you're changing it to submission. So you're going all the way left field, because now we're talking about the foundation of a husband and a wife. So you took it from money, because originally this is about the workforce. So she mentioned, well, La Bonita, do you think that if they get married, that will solve the solution? So we're talking about the financial aspect. Now you're talking personal. You want to talk about that with values for me? I am also a submissive. So that's different. But we're
see
talking
that. So that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying.
The financial aspect.
Now, see, that's what I'm saying. Right. It doesn't matter what you make financially. So correct. Even as far as like your career, it doesn't matter what you bring in, what you make financially. You're still gonna end up being submissive to him.
Submission has nothing to do with it. Your money.
No. So it does. So it doesn't matter if you make more or not. It does. If I make more,
no, I didn't say the dollar amounts. That's what Naomi, you're not listening to what I said. I didn't say that. I said you should be sustained as a woman, and you should not need a man to help you pay your stuff when you meet him. You shouldn't want to come in being a liability. You should be found as an asset. Now, the role switches immediately if you end up getting in a relationship and building a foundation. Now we're talking submission. But in the space of meeting a man, damsel in distresses at 50 with children is crazy to me.
I agree. So that's what I was saying. I agree. So that's what I was saying. A woman should be self-sustaining when she meets a man.
Yeah.
So that's why I was saying. I agree with that. Now, when we take that, and we like, when I bring both of the things together, like, so, and you had said, if they got married, would it be more sustainable? Yes. My answer would have been yes, 100%, because of the fact it's always better. Two is always better than one. I'm going to be honest with you. And majority of the time, the good men, men who are the good man, her income will add to the home. So if she loses that income, then he will be sustaining enough for the family and the foundation to where she will be able to find another job. So she won't be out. She won't be in a less than, she won't be in a deficit as much. Now, will they have to budget as a family? Yes, I do believe that would be. Although, if they were married, yes, they would 100% be better off. So that's would be my answer to your question. which is
Okay.
why whenever you had said about you know how the example that you gave about only allowing or like only telling younger women, you know, to find yourself a husband, I didn't agree with that. I was like, you know, all women should be, you know, hey, find your husband, but be self-sustaining so that when he meets you and he sees you, you'll be ready for him. Because
Mm,
ultimately, I honestly I believe that we're all going to be a liability as wives. Men, we are going to be a liability, but depending on the type of liability that you are will depend on the type of asset that you'll be able to become for him, if that
mm,
makes sense.
well said. Dope Daddy, were you gonna respond?
I had a comment on. I have a hot take on this minimum wage talk. Um, I personally think that minimum wage, for me, is for special needs people who are high functioning, kids, old people who are bored, and people who have made poor decisions in life. That's what I think minimum wage is reserved for. I don't think minimum wage should be for no able-bodied man who's 35 years old who wasted his time and did not acquire skills. If you have no skill set and you've wasted your time, yes, you can work minimum wage because you can plug anybody in a minimum wage. People can come here from other countries and all that type of stuff, and they can work minimum wage because you don't need any skills. That's why you don't get paid a lot. I don't believe in necessarily fighting for so that people who make minimum wage can support a family. I think that's crazy. Acquire some skills, learn, sacrifice some time, and then you'll acquire skills and you'll be able to, make more money when you deserve it. But I think those jobs are reserved for kids getting they summer working jobs and they working papers. 18-year-olds, like special needs people who high functioning and
Not single
old people.
moms.
No, I think if you have to work a minimum wage job, you are useless in other jobs. You don't have any skills. So I'm not here to fight for people who have made poor decisions and wasted their time. I'm not here for that. Um,
He
you
said,
behind
"You
the eight ball.
heifers
Get
are
to work.
useless.
You are
You
useless.
heifers are useless."
Useless.
Terrible.
God damn.
Special
Nasty.
needs? No.
JR,
It's
Special
again, it's
you
not
needs
work
even
like
still pay.
that's some more nasty work.
it's
He
not
called
even an issue though. So like
Nasty work.
that's my point was there was
That's
no
not
point
the issue.
in
Yeah.
talking about minimum wage when only 1% of people
Make
live
that.
at that rate. It's
well,
and then the
DJ
fact
brought
that
this up because they was saying they get paid slavery wages in Atlanta, I guess.
well, that's the problem. Like that's the thing, right? You can move out of Atlanta if you can't afford to live there. No one's making you stay there. So people stay in Atlanta because of choice. They want the lifestyle, they want the vibe, they want the energy, they want the exposure. If you can't afford it, then move. But again, who if you're only making $7 an hour, you shouldn't have your ass nowhere but in school or at somebody or trade school or a college, or like Ann said, up under your husband, because $7 an hour is
It's for kids. It's for a 16-year-old.
Nasty
that ain't
word.
even for kids.
Again, DJ never said that's what people are making here, but y'all want to run with minimum wage, so have fun.
No,
You
no one's
brought the
running with
wage
minimum
up.
wage, but you brought up
You
minimum
brought it up,
wage. No
DJ.
one said that you said that they made it there, but you tied the point that you can't live in Atlanta off of minimum wage. So even if that's true, right? We'll just say that assertion is true. Only 1.1% of people who live in Atlanta make minimum wage, so that they don't count. It doesn't matter. The other 99, I mean another 98.1% of people who we should be working on.
Mm, that makes sense.
Because my kids cost me more than $7 an hour. If they work 40 hours a week, they still wouldn't cost more than $7 an hour.
So what I was trying to make the point was because of the structure of living, that's why I brought in my experience of qualifying people to live. So qualifying people on a regular daily to live, I have more declines from people working good jobs because in Atlanta, they pay good, but they still cannot qualify to live with the pay that they're getting paid. It's not that they're getting minimum wage. My issue with Atlanta is, yeah, the minimum wage is this. Why is the average one bedroom $18,000 to $2,000?
Right.
If you're a young person and you're just trying to go get an apartment, you're not qualifying. $15 an hour is only bringing you $2,400 a month. So $2,400 is not about to get you 3 times the rent for a $2,000 apartment.
So you live
Well,
together.
DJ,
You
y'all
live with somebody
better
else.
become golden girls.
You don't-
Y'all better become
Yeah.
golden girls, and y'all start shacking up or something.
This is on a major scale here. Like it's talked about like the new mayor just bought all these apartments to build for affordable living now, because it's really people down here homeless, unable to apply for places because their jobs aren't paying them enough. Even with $20 an hour, you can't get like it's hard here in that space because
So DJ, so which one would you want to be, DJ? Would you want to be Blanche or Rose? Which one? Who you want to be in a relationship? Y'all gonna be some goddamn golden girls shacking up in Atlanta. If that's what you got to do, it's what you got to do. Y'all gonna figure it out.
I don't have the issue that where the topic is why are women leaving the workforce? That's why. Because they have to go be entrepreneurs to survive now. And I'm only speaking for my city. Y'all can speak for your cities. But I know women and I know what they're making. And if you don't have two to a household, to Ann's point, to Naomi's point, then you ain't making it. And a lot of the women are surviving here. They're getting extra income from a baby, child support, alimony. They're getting other checks.
Vaginal sales.
And they're getting and they got an entrepreneur job.